Gertz, you have Vishal, or no given name Vishal. Are you Vishal? And this is cause number 25 DCCR 0507. Mr. Vishal was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the state jail felony offense of criminally negligent homicide. This was unagreed. The plea was, I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
We have. Yes.
Are there any additions or corrections to the report?
Nothing.
All right, then, Mr. Gertz, you may proceed.
Right here, folks, is the opening salvo. Notice how the defense is already setting the stage, highlighting personal responsibility. In cases like these, the plea itself can be pivotal, taking a first step toward leniency in sentencing.
Judge, we're asking the court to consider probation. This case is unique, I would argue, for a variety of reasons. First and foremost, this court is very familiar with me and my proclivities. I would try this case 100 times out of 100. When I walked in to talk to him the first time, he said, I want to accept responsibility. That almost never happens. He didn't shirk his responsibility. He didn't. We can talk all day about the fog. We can talk about the TxDOT needs to get their act together with the shoulders on the highway, whatever we want to talk about. He wanted to take responsibility. And he said it from the first time. When was the last time you ever saw me come in and plead on the first hearing, plead guilty to a serious offense like this? Never. He wanted to do it. That was him wanting to do that. And so from that standpoint, it's a unique case. The other reason it's a unique case is there's no aggravating factors. He's not intoxicated. He's not on his phone. He's not doing anything other than driving his vehicle. Now, what happened to these people in the end result is absolutely tragic. Again, he's taking full responsibility for that. But I will tell you, Judge, if he'd had 5 more seconds notice, he wouldn't have been able to stop the vehicle. If he'd had 10 more seconds notice, he wouldn't have been able to stop the vehicle. He's doing the speed limit. He's driving on the highway, and there are vehicles on his left and behind him, and there is a stopped vehicle on the interstate. There's not a scenario in which maybe the injuries are less, but there's not a scenario in which this accident does not happen. And so, again, he's saying, I should have been more careful. I could have done other things. I could have fixed this. And the way he's saying that is with his plea, and also his statements here. He expresses deep remorse. He struggles to sleep at night. He feels guilty about what happened to these people. And again, there's nothing redeeming about the outcome for these decedents, these victims. But the reality is, this is a situation that is a terrible, tragic accident. He is trying to take responsibility. I think that is, again, at least from my standpoint, is somewhat unique. And I'm asking the court to at least consider the distinct possibility and the option here to have to grant him deferred adjudication probation. He would give up his driver's license, would give up his CDL. He'll do whatever the court orders in order to comply with probation. But putting him in the state jail for another year and a half is not going to fix anything. It's not going to make it any better for these decedents. It's not going to make it any better for their families. It's not going to do anything to anyone other than just cause him to not be out in the world for a year and a half. And that's it. And so this court can supervise him. This court could oversee his continued acceptance of responsibility and also protect the public at the same time. So we're asking the court to consider doing that. And that is our request.
All right, thank you. Mr. Coleman?
I'll be brief.
Are there any holds?
clear,
Good.
Judge, Mr. Schneider, on one thing that I, like him, would try this case up as he puts it 100 times. Myself, Judge, this is no accident. This is pure negligence. It is a definition of negligence. I'll spare the court. I'm showing the court the video. The tractor trailer.
Here's the prosecutor stepping in with a sharp counterpoint. Watch closely. He's framing this as negligence, not accident. The dash cam evidence is a game changer in these cases. It can literally make or break the defense's narrative of responsibility.
And it was operating today was equipped with dash cam or version of dash cam video that shows that the vehicle that he struck was not stopped. It was traveling at a slower speed. Its hazard lights on. But it wasn't stopped. There was no fog. The conditions were clear, and there was no cars on the other side of this tractor trailer preventing it from even changing lanes. I have the video. The court, if it desires, can certainly watch the video. It's a short clip. But Judge, I take issue with that presentation of how this all went down. I'd like to offer statement to one. It's a certified copy of FBI records indicating.
Make that two, because states one would have been the plea papers.
We have no objection.
It indicates, Judge, that this defendant is illegally in this country from he's a national of the country of India. Judge, I'm not here to make some type of a political statement or commentary. I'm just simply saying that it is a violation of federal law to enter this country illegally. And Judge, like any other violation of law, in any other case, you can take that into consideration in sentencing this defendant. I'm asking you to take that into consideration in this case, Judge. So here's.
Notice how the prosecutor is layering multiple legal concerns here. Illegal entry, alias use, and prior behavior. These elements can influence sentencing significantly, especially when combined with felony conviction.
States 2.
Objection. States two is admitted.
Judge, I also offer States Exhibit number 3, pursuant to a business record affidavit that's been on file. It is a photo of the victim in this case, Judge. 16-year-old victim in the short obituary of her young.
No objection.
States three is admitted.
Judge, she was 16 years old, Judge. At the dawn of her life, she'll never get to graduate high school, get married, do the things that people do. Judge, you can say today by your verdict just the amount of damage and harm that's caused due to this conviction. I'll conclude with a couple other things, Judge. This defendant went on to continue to live his life as business as usual in California after this accident. While the investigation carried out, after the investigation and the indictment, it took some effort on the part of our office in conjunction with the U.S. Marshal's Office to track down and locate this defendant. I'm not saying he was intentionally hiding or absconding. I'm simply saying it was by effort by federal law enforcement to track him down, Judge. And also, this business about this name, the alias name, whether or not he goes by no name given or goes by official, and the court can refer whatever the court wants to refer about why an individual illegally entered this country and used at least one or maybe two different aliases, Judge. I'm asking for the max, and I am frustrated at the fact that all I can ask for is 2 years in this case, Judge. But I'm asking for the 2 years. In this case, I think this case merits more than 2 years. Judge, if the court is not inclined to give it 2 years, I'm asking that the court deny the discretionary jail credit pursuant to my motion that I filed under Article 42A559 Texas Code Procedure. Judge, and lastly, the family.
So would you do that again?
It's in my motion that I filed, asking the court to deny the discretionary jail credit for state jail offenses.
Oh,
It's
okay.
42A559C Code Procedure.
Okay.
Lastly, Your Honor, the film is here. Whatever it's worth, Judge. I believe that the mom, the mother, the deceased would like to make a big fix.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. So it's my understanding that there is, at this point, immigration hold on Mr. Vishaw, correct?
That's my understanding.
Okay. So even though it's likely for him to be deported because he's here unlawful, you're asking for probation?
Well, Judge, there's not really another option.
Here's a legal nuance many viewers miss. Probation won't prevent deportation, whether it's deferred adjudication or conviction. Immigration consequences are automatic for non-citizens. The defense is essentially arguing he'll be deported anyway, So why not probation?
Right, so I guess the question is, given the current status of our immigration situation, I had no idea how ICE is. What an ICE hold means is that you give him probation, they've got 3 days to pick him up. And if they don't come pick him up, then he's placed on probation. And what the court can then do is supervise him unless and until the federal government comes and deports him or attempts to. The kind of alternative to that is he could sit and sleep on a cot that we're providing and eat food that we're providing and then be deported at the end of that. With a conviction or a deferred adjudication, he's going to get deported at some point anyway. So it doesn't really, the court, I'm not trying to be difficult, but this court's decision is not going to change the likelihood of his deportation, because a deferred will count as a conviction for deportation purposes. A conviction will count as a conviction for deportation purposes. So, again, we're asking the court for probation because of his acceptance and responsibility here.
Right. And I appreciate the acceptance of responsibility. I do. I appreciate, and I'm sure the family appreciates, not having to go through a trial and see what they had to live through over again. And so I will take that into consideration. Probation, to me, in a felony case, really of any kind, when someone is here unlawfully, doesn't make any sense. And again, I'm with Mr. Coleman. I'm not here to make a political statement on any of this, but if you're here unlawful and you've committed a felony offense, it just doesn't make sense that I would put somebody on probation where they're potentially still a, threat to the safety of our citizens. And the no name thing gives me some concern. Also, I feel like that is just potentially an attempt to avoid probably some issues with immigration and some issues with potentially this case. So what I'm going to do, again, I appreciate, and I'm sure the family appreciates, not having to go to trial. But I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of criminally negligent homicide. Sentence you to a term of 20 months in state jail prison. You will receive, I will give credit on that for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. With regard to the state jail credit, I leave that up to the state jail authorities, and I'm going to deny the motion to deny that credit. That will be up to Mr. Vishal in state jail. With good behavior, he'll get that credit just like everybody else. So I'm not going to deny that. It's based on, always has been based on how you behave in the state jail prison. And so just to deny that, it goes against the nature of that rule and that law, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hand you the trial court certification that shows there was no agreement, which means you do have a right to appeal. I have also...
Important takeaway here. The court is now stripping firearm rights. This is standard in felony convictions, but for viewers, it highlights the long-term impact. Beyond jail time, legal rights are permanently affected.
I also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term. You should read that to determine what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk with Mr. Gertz. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Coleman, Mr. Gertz. Good morning.
Come on.
You guys can go forward whenever you're ready.
This is my daughter, Shandari Bloomfield. This is the oldest. This is my middle daughter in the back. She didn't want to come up here.
That's okay.
Now the emotional weight hits. The victim's family is speaking, reminding us that behind every legal proceeding are real lives affected. Notice how their pain frames the courtroom drama. This isn't just law, it's human impact.
We've had it over a year to think about what we want to say today. The words cannot describe what it took us. We lost a sister. We lost an auntie. It's my baby. But Lord, see us. We still here. It could have been worse. From turning around and seeing you coming, almost hitting us, to you hitting us, just bracing. Like, just don't know. You took so much from us that day. And every day is a struggle. Every day we crying. Every day we just trying to make it. You don't know what you took from us.
You can take Mr. Vishal back to the back.